Hi everyone, Melissa here from Mo Creations. I'm coming to you today with the large tag tutorial. Um, I did have a few requests for a tutorial, so I'm going to attempt to bring that to you. Anyways, you're going to need to start with 4 large tags. You're going to need 4 pieces of pattern papers or plain, whichever one you desire. They're going to be cut by 3 1/8 by 6 5/16, and that is 4 pieces of pattern paper or plain. You'll also need 2 pieces of pattern paper. Those will be cut at 3 by 5.75. Or you can make the length of it or the height of it shorter if you desire. And then you're going to also need 1 plain pattern paper, which will be cut by 3 by 4. When I say pattern paper, I usually use cardstock, but you can use, I wouldn't suggest a real paper. Definitely I would suggest cardstock. But anyways, let's get started because I don't want this to be a long video, and I have some things prepped already. This is the paper that I am going to be using, Mother Goose. I probably won't finish the box. I'll just show it to you later, but I had some pieces that were left over, so I wanted to kind of use that cardstock up. So we're going to get started. You're going to start with 4 of the tags, like I said, and I've already pulled off one. What I normally do is I pull off that reinforcer because when you glue it together, you don't want that on there. It just causes kind of a little bulge. So I just normally just pull it off just like that, and I pull it off on both sides, and then I glue it together. Now the glue I normally use is the tacky glue by Scotch. I like the way that it makes it feel like chipboard. So I just use that for some things anyways. And so you're going to glue that together. And so those are going to be 4 pieces of those. Not all glued together, 2. You're going to glue 2 together and then glue 2 more. Okay, and then I'm going to show you how part of that looks. So like I got started, this is going to be the inside of my box. This is going to be the back side of my box. I got to glue that down a little bit better. This is going to be the back side of my box. And then this is going to be my front piece. So this time I got 2 different colors going for front and back. So this is going to be my front side, and this is how I would suggest you do. I usually prep to see what kind of colors kind of would match, and I usually just kind of ink around that so that when you go to snip the ends, it doesn't show through, or it doesn't show through on the side. It doesn't look too, you know, not too bad. Or either you can just ink it afterwards. But let's snip off the side. So you're going to glue that together. You're going to glue one side together first, and now we're going to snip those sides next. So we're just going to take this and cut. Take this and cut there. And right here is where you're going to do your first punch. So you're not going to have that size. I usually use the crocodile, the big side. So you're going to just kind of punch that right out. You should be able to see right through it where you're going to punch, and you're going to punch that out. And then next we're going to put on the back side. And like I said, I like to use my tacky glue on this part. And please don't forget to snip the ends first and cut that first hole before you glue both pieces together. Otherwise you might have a little difficult time trying to see where it's going to lay. And I would almost suggest wet glue unless you're pretty good at gluing things down with like ATG gun tape. I'm not. It usually takes me a couple tries, so hopefully I'll get it the first time. I might be out of camera doing this, so I can kind of get it right. And it gives you enough, just a little bit of wiggle room time to kind of get it into place. So that's the reason why I like doing that. And like I said, I like the feel of it because it turns it into chipboard. So we got that laid down just like that, and we're going to go ahead and snip this side, and we're going to snip the other side and cut that hole in there like I said. Okay. We're going to punch the hole. I'm sorry. I don't know what I just did with my crocodile. Okay. Now you can see where you can put the other hole on the other side. So you're just going to kind of line that up and punch your hole in. And so at this point, we have two of these. Like I said, these are going to be the inside, front, back. I'm going to put a little bit more glue in there so that won't do that. That has a little puckle there. But anyways, what I do from here, I cut out some reinforcers, and I have this little inker die. And as you can see, there's a little reinforcer there, and it fits perfectly on that crocodile. So we're going to add those later. You probably won't see me add that. Like I said, I don't want this to be too long of a video, and I'm already 6 minutes in. Okay. Now these are the other pieces of paper. Mine measures a little bit shorter. It's like 3 by 5, because I want to use up my scraps. So what will happen, instead of this being this tall, it might come down to about right here. Like I said, I just want to use up my scraps. And I already have, at this point, I put on the red tape because I prefer that here. And we're going to come in and score this a ½ an inch on both sides. So we're going to go ahead and get that done. Turn it, and well, you don't have to turn if you don't want, but I just prefer, you could have just scored right there, ½ inch. We're going to go here with another ½ inch on each side. And then the next point, we're going to score at 1½ inches. And we're going to leave just about, you might have to eyeball it, about 1 inch up, or you can take a ruler. And you're going to come down to just about 1 inch. Leave that open, because you're going to need to then score. And I like to come over to the end so I can see where I'm scoring. Let me kind of show you there. Come over to the end and kind of eyeball it, and we're going to just kind of score right there to meet right in the middle of the other one. And we're going to turn it around and do the exact same thing. Come down and score there. So it should look like this. We got 3 score marks, and then 1 here, 1 there. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Come in, score right in the middle, kind of eyeball it, leaving 1 inch up. Come over to the end and kind of eyeball where that is, and score right on the corner there. And do the same right there. And we're going to score there too. All right. So we got that scored. And then your last piece of paper, which is 3 by 4. And as you can see, mine is already scored, but you're going to score a ½ inch all the way around. So you would just put that in. And like I said, score ½ inch all the way around. And then once you do that, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to come right in and, whoops, I'm sorry, snip right there. Turn it, I'm sorry, not turn, but snip right there. Snip right here. And snip right there. And then you can just go ahead at this point and fold on your score line. So there we go, right there. Score here, you're going to score all the way around. And I think I'm going to pause this video and come back with part 2, and we will start putting the box together, because I'm already at just about 10 minutes. So we're going to stop there, because I don't know how much YouTube will have me to load. So we're going to stop right here, and there'll be a part 2.